Good morning, boys and girls, and of course, all of you parents out there as well. So, welcome to part 2 of the shape unit. Okay, so as I said in yesterday's video clip, today I'm going to talk about the definition of these shapes. Okay, so do you remember the shapes? Yes? Good. What is this? A square. Yes, it's a square, but it has another name. Quadrilateral. Okay, and then what is this? It's a rectangle. Yes, it is, but it is also a quadrilateral. So these are both quadrilaterals, and I will tell you what the definition of a quadrilateral is in a little bit. But what are these shapes? They are also quadrilaterals. And if you look at it carefully, this is a rectangle, but different size from this one. But it is still the same shape. It's a rectangle that are quadrilateral. So all of these are quadrilaterals. These as well. Okay, and then we have these ones. What are they? Circles. Yes, they are circles. Good. And what are these? Right, they are ellipses. So one ellipse, two ellipses. And but most people would just say ovals. But there's a tiny difference between an oval and an ellipse. But I will tell you about that later. All right, and the last shape, what is this? You're right, it's a triangle. Then what is this? Yes, it is also a triangle. But how can it be a triangle? It doesn't look like this. Yes, it is a triangle, but the shape is a little bit different. But it is still a triangle. The size is different. Okay, but I will tell you in a little bit. All right, so I hope you have done your homework for yesterday. Found 2 items in your house, at home, everyday items that are in the shapes of the shapes I just showed you. Quadrilaterals, ellipses, triangles, and circular. Okay, so for example, I have some items I picked up. A juice box. What shape is that? Yes, it is a quadrilateral. Okay, and what is this? What shape is that? It's an ellipse. Yes. And what shape is this? Yes, it's round, but what is the shape called? It's a circle. Yes. And what is this? The folder, what shape is that? Quadrilateral. That's correct. And the notepad, what shape is that? Square, yes. And also quadrilateral. Good. And I have one more item. What shape is this clock? You are correct. It's round. Good job. So now let's talk about the definition of each shape. Okay, so we should start on, let's start on this side, on my left. So this is a triangle, and what the definition of a triangle is: a triangle has three sides. This is a side, one, let me show you, okay, take black. So it has three sides. This is one side, one, this is one side, two sides, and this is the last side, three sides. So 1, 2, 3 sides, and then it has three corners, and you can see corner, this is a corner, so here, corner, corner, corner. So how many? 1, 2, 3. Same with the sides, 1, 2, 3. So a triangle has three sides, 1, 2, 3, and three corners, 1, 2, 3. If it do not have three sides and three corners, then it is not a triangle. But as I just showed you with my flashcards, the three sides, they don't have to be symmetrical. They can be different sizes. You see, this side is much longer than this side. But on this triangle, they are pretty much the same size, all the sides. But this is also a triangle because it has 1, 2, 3 sides, and it has 1, 2, 3 corners. And that is what defines a triangle. So the definition for a triangle is that it has three sides and three corners. Okay? Good. Now let's move on to the next one, which is the ellipse. The ellipse. Okay? So what is the definition for an ellipse? An ellipse is like a circle that has been squeezed on two sides. So if we take a circle, then it's like it has been squeezed on two sides. I cannot squeeze this metal plate, but let's try another item. Let's try this. So it's almost like it has been squeezed on two sides to make it like an ellipse. So two sides becomes smaller like that, and then it becomes longer like that. Shorter here, longer here. And that's what it is to be an ellipse. And I will not go into the more technical terms. Okay, I will just quickly mention it, that an ellipse has two focal points that needs to be the same. An oval, they don't. An oval are more like an egg shaped, and egg shapes, they are not completely symmetrical when it comes to the two focal points. But that's way too early to teach you about that, so don't worry about it. An ellipse, the definition of an ellipse is that it's like a circle that has been squeezed on two sides. Okay? And now we go to the circle. The circle. So what is the definition of a circle? A circle is round and all points on the curved line. So all the points on this curved line, this is a curved line, it goes around. All the points, every single points here, are on equal distance from the center. Okay, so the curved line, this point and the center, this distance is exactly the same all the way around. So that is the definition of a circle. It's round and it's an equal distance from the curved line to the center. Okay, and then we have the quadrilateral, and here you see two different quadrilaterals, and they don't look the same. So let's first start with the definition of a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral has 4 sides and 4 corners. So let's start with the rectangle. It has 4 sides. This is a side, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it has 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And then it has 4 corners. This is a corner, this is a corner, this is a corner, and this is a corner. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. It has 4 corners. Okay? But as I showed you, there are different sizes. This is a quadrilateral rectangle, and this is also a quadrilateral, also a rectangle. Sorry, my mistake, not a triangle, rectangle. Okay, but they are not the same size, are they? No, they are not, but they are both rectangles and they are both quadrilaterals because they both share the 4 sides and the 4 corners, which is the definition of a quadrilateral. Okay? Do you understand? Good. Now let's look at the other one. Let's look at the square. Square, it is also a quadrilateral because it fulfills the excuse me, the definition of a quadrilateral, which is it has 4 sides and it has 4 corners. And as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. But I will show you on the board, easier. So 4 sides, 1 side, 1, 2, 3, and 4. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, and how many corners? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 corners. So the definition of a quadrilateral is that it has 4 sides and 4 corners, which the square has. And also a rectangle has that. So they are both quadrilaterals. Okay, do you understand? All right, good. So now we're going to go to the book. We're going to do some exercises in the book. And any questions about the definition of these 4 shapes? No? All right, good. So just remember the triangle, 3 sides and 3 corners. An ellipse, it's like a circle that has been squeezed on 2 sides. The circle, it's round and all the points to the center are an equal distance from the curved line. Okay, but easy to just remember, a circle, it's round. And then the quadrilateral, it's defined by it has 4 sides and 4 corners. Okay? Good. So if anything, remember the definition of these 4 shapes. All right, good. Now let's go to the book. Take out your books, please, and open them to page 121 to look at a quick review about what I have just taught you on the board. Okay? All right, I will see you in a little bit. Okay? Okay. Hello again. So now we're going to look at some pages in the book. So open your books, please, at page 121. Excuse me. Okay. So now, as you can see in the book, what I have just explained to you on the board, excuse me. So what defines a triangle? Do you remember just what I told you? Right. It has 3 sides and 3 corners. And if you look at the picture that I'm showing now, there you can see the small arrow. It points to a corner, and the other arrow points to a side. So let me start to show you. Okay. All right, so here we have one corner, sorry, and there is another corner, and there is the last corner. Okay, and then we have 3 sides. That's one side, sorry, that's one side, that's one side, and that's one side. 3 sides. So that defines a corner, sorry, a triangle. 3 corners and 3 sides. All right. And if we next, let's look at a quadrilateral. Quadrilateral. I know that's a bit difficult to pronounce, so say it a few times. Quadrilateral, and then a little bit faster. Quadrilateral, quadrilateral, quadrilateral. And it is defined, the characteristics of a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides and 4 corners. So these are the 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4. These are the 4 sides, and then I go with red to mark the corners. 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are the 4 corners. Okay. Now the next shape is a circle, and a circle is round. See, let's take another color. It's round. It means it has no corners and no sides, because it is round. No corners and no sides. And the last shape is an ellipse, and just like the circle, it has no corners and no sides. So it is, as the description says, it's like a circle that has been squeezed on 2 sides. You have a circle here, and then that circle has been squeezed on 2 sides, so it becomes thinner here on these sides that are squeezed together, and then it becomes longer because the space that is getting smaller, that has to go somewhere. So that space that I'm pushing in, that will has to go somewhere, so it goes up and down. So that's why it forms an ellipse. Okay, good. Now let's go to the next page. Oops, sorry. Next page. Okay, so this page, if you look at these are shapes in different sizes. They are placed the same way. So let's look first here. First look at the small shapes and then look at the big shapes. So they are exactly the same. You see, let's change the color. This shape is exactly the same as that, except it is larger. It's the same kind of shape, same color. Everything is exactly the same except that it is larger. But they are both circles and they have the same position and everything. It's just that it's larger. One is larger and one is smaller. And it's the same with the next shape next to them. Also another circle, but it's blue, and one is small and one is big. And if you look at the third shape, the triangle, the orange triangle, also they're exactly the same, only that they have different size. So that goes for all of these 8 shapes. Exactly the same, except that one is bigger and one is smaller. Alright, so then let's go down to exercise 3, and these are shapes in different sizes and placed in different ways. So they are in different sizes and placed in different ways. Here, the most important thing here is, I would say that, sorry, I will underline it better. So these are the different sizes and placed in different ways, and what they mean with placed in different ways is that they are not exactly the same. I mean, it's the same kind of shape, but they are either bigger or smaller, and or they are in a different kind of placed in a different way. So I will show you. A, it's circles. They are just in different shape, or different size. They cannot be placed in different ways because a circle is round, no corners, no edges. It is just round. So there is the only variable, the only thing that can differ between different circles is the size. Okay, now look at B. So here they can be placed in different ways. So if you look at, let's see, let's change color. Let's take pink. So let's look at this shape and this shape. You see, they are not the same. I mean, they are triangles because they have 3 sides and 3 corners, but each side is not the same size. They are not the same length. So, right, if we say the 3 sides, let's say on the right one, on this one, the long side is, let's say, 10 centimeters, and this side is 8 centimeters and this side is 8 centimeters. I will change color again. Apologize for this, just difficult to see. Okay, so this side is 10 centimeters, that side is 8 centimeters, also 6 centimeters, and that side is another 6 centimeters. So the shape to the left, the long side is 10 centimeters, and then this side is 6 centimeters, just like on the other one, but this side is, it's 8 centimeters because the shape is placed in a different way. The configuration is different. I know configuration is a difficult word, so let's just use it's placed in a different way. They are both triangles, but the shape is a little bit different. I mean, it's still the same shape. It is the shape of a triangle, but the triangle is placed differently. It's shaped differently. I think that's the most correct way to explain it. The shape is placed differently. So the triangle is shaped differently. I think that's easier to understand. The triangle is shaped differently instead of using it's placed in a different way. So let's just go with that. These two triangles, they are shaped differently, because now you know they're both triangles, because I said these two triangles are shaped differently. So they are still the same shape, but they're shaped differently. Okay, and then let's look at C. Here we have squares and rectangles, or what is the other way? What is the other word we're using? Remember? Quadrilaterals. Okay, so here you can clearly see that these are in different shapes. Let's change back to the pink color. So let's take this one, and let's take that one. So the left one, that's a square, quadrilateral, in the shape of a square. So this one, square, and then this one is a rectangle. So these quadrilaterals, they are shaped differently, but they are both quadrilaterals because they have 4 corners and 4 sides. Okay, now let's look at D. These are, what are they? Tell me, what are they? Ellipses. Yes, ellipses. And I say ellipses because there's more than one ellipse, 2 ellipses. Okay, and let's take that one and that one. And with ellipses, that's the same as with circles. They can only be different in the size, because the shape cannot be different. Okay, all right, so that's all for this page. Let's continue on the next page. So here you need to do an exercise. So I'm gonna rotate my phone. No, I'm not. Apologies, I'm not gonna rotate it. Okay, so let's look at the exercise. Cross out the shape that does not belong to the group. So shape number 1, exercise A, shape number 1, what is that? Okay, so let's look at the exercise. Cross out the shape that does not belong to the group. So shape number 1, exercise A, shape number 1, what is that? Can you tell me? It's a quadrilateral, yes, because it has 4 sides and 4 corners, which defines a quadrilateral. Shape number 2, still under A, what is that? It's a triangle because it has 3 sides and 3 corners. Good. And shape number 3, what's that? Yes, that is also a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides and also 4 corners. And the last shape, the last shape, what is that? Right, it's also a quadrilateral. Alright, good. So which one should we cross out? The second one, right, good. We're crossing out this one. Okay. And B and C, can you do them yourselves, or Should we do them together? Okay, I will tell you a little bit about the shape, but I will not give you the correct answer. So the first one on B, that's an ellipse. All right, and then the second shape, that's a big circle. The third shape, that's a medium circle, and the last one, that's a small circle. So which one do you cross out? And C, the first shape is a triangle, big triangle. The second shape is a medium-sized quadrilateral. Good. And the third shape is a medium-sized triangle. And the last shape is also a medium-sized triangle. All right, good. So please cross out the one that do not match. Okay, and then we go to the next page. So here, write the number of sides and corners for each of these pictures. Okay, so number one, a computer. So how many sides and how many corners does the computer have? So let's look. So sides, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So then you write 4. Okay, now how many corners? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 corners. That was not a very good looking 4. All right, 4 corners. Good. And then exercise B, that is a triangle. How many sides and how many corners? Please fill that in. Count them and then fill it in. And exercise number 2, circle the shapes. Circle the shape that is not the same size. So I will help you with A and then you will do B, okay? So which one is of different size? The first one, A, they are triangles. So I think maybe the blue one is not the same size. So we cross that one out. Use red. We circle, not crossing out, we circle. So that is the biggest triangle, bigger shape. And then B, do B yourself, please. So circle the shape that is not the same size. It can be bigger or it can be smaller. Now exercise 3, circle the shape that is not the same. Which shape is not the same? I will do A and you do B, okay? So the first shape, that's an ellipse. The second shape, it's also an ellipse. So the purple first shape is an ellipse. The second, the blue shape, is an ellipse. The third shape, the green, that's a circle. And the dark blue one, that's an ellipse. And the yellow one, it's also an ellipse. So the green circle is not the same. Okay, and then you do B. Good. Now let's go to the next page. And this will be the last page for us to do today. So number 4, match the shapes with the correct sentence. So first you have 2 triangles. Second, you have 1 square, quadrilateral, and 1 oval, ellipse. Number 3, you have 2 circles. And number 4, you have 2, I think rectangles, but quadrilaterals. Okay, so now let's read and match. Okay, so the first statement or sentence, they do not have the same shape. They do not have the same shape. Which one is that? I will help you with that one. So that goes down to this one, because they are not the same shape. That is 1 quadrilateral and 1 ellipse. Okay, the next, they have 4 sides and 4 corners. Which one is that? And then they have 3 sides and 3 corners. Which one is that? And lastly, they have the same shape and size. Alright, good. So please do that, and I think, yep, that was the last page. Alright, good. So now please finish these exercises, and that is all for this clip. After you have finished them, give the book and the phone to your parents for them to check your answers. Alright, because I will give you parents the answers. Okay? Alright, good job, boys and girls. Take care, and I will see you in the next video clip. Bye bye. Okay, so this part is now for the parents only. I'm going to give you the correct answers to these exercises. Alright, so if you start to look at page 123. So as you can see there, I have already crossed out the correct shape that does not belong. Let's see. So the first shape is a quadrilateral, the third shape also quadrilateral, and the last shape quadrilateral. So the second shape is a triangle, so that's why that's crossed out. B, the ellipse is crossed out because the other 3 shapes are circles. And C, the quadrilateral is crossed out because the other 3 shapes are triangles. Alright, so next page. Here, as you can see, I have already marked the computer 1A. It has 4 sides and 4 corners. So side, 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 and then corners, 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 4 corners. And B, the triangle, the lamp, has 3 sides and 3 corners. Corner, 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 and side, side, side. Okay, and then exercise 2, circle a shape that is not the same size. So A is the blue triangle, it's bigger. B, it's the green circle because it's smaller. 3A, it's the green circle again because it's a circle. The other shapes are ellipses. And B, it's the purple triangle because the other 4 shapes are quadrilaterals. Alright, then we go to the next page and last page. So they do not have the same shape, and as you can see, goes down there, not same shape, quadrilateral and ellipse. And then number 2, they have 4 sides and 4 corners. Yes, goes down here, 4 corners and 4 sides, both of them. And then number 3, they have 3 sides and 3 corners. So 3 corners and 3 sides. Okay, and lastly, they have the same shape and size. These, because they are circles, they have the same size and shape. Okay, so these are the correct answers. Please check your children's answers. Okay, and take care, mom and dad. See you in the next clip. Bye bye.